Hi, everybody. This is Johnny from Beers in the Lot. Welcome to episode 11. Today, we're recapping our favorite time of the year, our Johnstown trip, with one of our buddies and Frederick legend, Branden McGee of Flying Dog Beer. Please remember to follow us on all your social media platforms at Beers in the Lot. And please remember to subscribe, rate, review on your favorite podcatcher app. And let's get it.
You guys ready for beers?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's open these beers.
This isn't Johnstown, John. Not supposed to chug your beer.
I will do that. I'll shotgun one time.
Well, John Walker, what beer are you chugging?
So I have a Liquid Denial, which is a blueberry sour ale from Tall Tales Brewing. It's very delightful. Anybody else have a sour?
I actually do. I've got a Harper's Berry from Abolitionist Ale Works. It's a sour as well, with blueberries and raspberries as well.
Blue raspberries.
Blue raspberries.
Or are they schnozberries?
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Eric, what are you drinking tonight?
So, in honor of our guest this evening, I have Flying Dog's Vicious Hook Fruit Punch Sour. So another sour. Very good. Danny, what do you have over there?
I also am honoring our guest with a Tropical Truth tonight from Flying Dog Brewery.
Excellent.
And we're drinking that because our guest is Branden McGee from Flying Dog Brewery. What are you drinking over there?
So I got a sip of Sunshine, Lawson's Finest. Great IPA. Great time to crack. It's the last one from vacation. Cheers to you, boys.
Cheers.
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 So welcome Brando to the podcast. We're excited to have Branden McGee on tonight because he is a Frederick native. Skate Frederick OG. There's some story that Riggs and Brando played together and didn't realize it or didn't know, played against each other or something like that. We'll get into that later.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Thanks for being on.
I'm very honored to be called a Frederick native. I did grow up here, but I'm not a native. But I am OG. Everyone at the brewery calls me the mayor of Frederick, so I'll take that as being as Frederictonian as you can be.
Brando actually just got back from Johnstown with us too, so we're probably gonna be talking a lot of Johnstown stories tonight because it's fresh on our minds and it was awesome. So we're just gonna relive some highlights.
It was awesome. It was different but awesome, I think. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And a much different atmosphere, but a good one.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows we're still in COVID times. So there's still restrictions in Pennsylvania, right? Our usual haunts are restricted to, 50% capacity, and they're not the biggest places. So, the place right across the street from the War Memorial, Scotts Pie Dam, little hole in the wall place, awesome little bar. Couldn't really get in there with more than like 4 of our 15 guys or whatever we had up there.
Right.
6 guys at one table.
Yeah.
With 15 guys outside.
Show up in numbers.
So it was a lot like being at home, really,
Yeah.
where we just kind of hang out in the street in a big circle and tell stories and drink many, 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 many Miller Lights and Labatt Blues.
We drank them out of blues, remember?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
We won't have more till Saturday, boys.
I think that is kind of the one thing that kind of helped us because PA has the 6-packs to go out of bars due to the way they distribute their beer and alcohol products. So that actually helped us. If it was in Maryland with the same restrictions, we'd probably be in our hotel rooms a lot drinking beers.
You'd be a little surprised. Maryland lacks things up. I've drank a couple of to-go beers from JoJo's outside JoJo's on good old Patrick Street.
Well, actually,
plastic juice bottle.
Yeah, now you kind of you're right because I think the one year Brandon and I we do a big event Christmas Eve. I was able to take my cocktail to go to the next bar. They didn't appreciate that.
I don't know if you were
think-
able to.
I don't know if that
I
was
think-
lawful, but
I think
you
you just
did.
did.
Yeah.
Well, I was with the mayor of Frederick. I mean, I was with Brandon, so
I
I
partied
was,
him.
yeah, I was part of it, so it's totally fine. It's totally acceptable.
I think at one point outside Scott's, what they closed at like 12, right? Like that's the rule up there.
Yep.
now.
12:01 beers had to be off the table and
Right.
drink up. Last
So I
call
think
at 11 p.m.
Last call was at
Yeah.
11. So the kid comes outside to tell us last call, and there's like the whole team is there, right?
Plus
So-
3
Yeah.
other guys from the other team.
I
right?
think, yeah,
Three
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
from the team
Yeah.
that slaughtered
Yeah.
us.
yeah,
Yeah.
that killed
Yeah.
us like a couple hours before.
Oh,
Right. So I think Aaron and I walked in and like ordered 24 Miller Lights between the two of us and took them
Yep.
outside. So that was last call. And then at 12, the kid comes out again and he's like, you guys can't stand in front of here anymore because we're closed. So we moved to the vacant lot next to Scott's by Dam and we're standing there finishing the beers. And then nice Johnstown police officer came by and said, well, you can't stand in the vacant lot either. So I think a bunch of guys, McGee, you were staying at Holiday Inn, right?
Yeah,
With everybody
yeah,
else.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were in
so-
the Holiday Inn with a great old patio outside
Yeah.
for whatever activities you might want to have in good old Johnstown, whether it be drinking beers or smoking American spirits or cigars. So
watching
Seemed like the-
people run red lights.
Or have
Seemed like-
a track and field event,
yeah,
go on as well.
yeah, yeah. We did have some hurdles set up there too.
Yeah,
for,
we got a hurdle.
team track and field.
Yeah, we had
So
that.
So we migrated over to the patio and took advantage of those amenities. It's pretty cool.
Let's rewind back a little bit. You guys remember those little tables outside of Scott's
Yes.
and the incident that may have occurred?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were not made for adults,
They were not made for
especially for old, fat, bald guys.
exactly
Yeah.
guys that play in old fat ball guys hockey. Emphasis on the old and fat.
Yeah,
They stood no chance.
Those little picnic tables were made for toddlers. Like
I watched
At best.
two people sit down on the one side and then a third person go over to sit on the other side. And I'm like, I'm definitely not sitting on that table. About 5 seconds later, I look over and the guy that sat down on the table alone was just flat on his back.
Before that, though, they said feels like I'm on an Amtrak because the table was so wobbly.
that was a caving under the pressure.
That was definitely
Oh
not made
my.
with American steel.
Yeah, no,
No.
No.
Not at
No.
all.
No.
that
Not
might have
at
been some
all.
imported aluminum.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
imported
Definitely.
aluminium. Yeah, not American.
Who said
Oh.
about watching the people run the red lights?
Me.
Oh,
Oh yeah, red lights are pure suggestion in downtown Johnstown. People.
Do you guys remember the
fly
Tokyo
through.
drift racers that came through too?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first night, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a Civic and what, like a Bug or a GTI or something.
Yeah, it was a
I don't
GTI, I
know.
think.
Yeah, Golf.
I was
they
going
were
to
just-
say
they
like
were
a
just-
2002 Jetta.
Yeah, they were just humming around, going to the same like 3 traffic lights, not obeying them, of course. So, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel probably would put them to shame, I'm sure. But yeah, Fast and the Furious in Johnstown, PA. That's like movie 12, I think, of the franchise.
Yeah,
Johnstown Drift.
in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
finale, they have to race up the incline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vin Diesel has to take his Charger up the incline.
I don't know about Fast and Furious, though. More like above the speed limit and agitated.
Above the
Not
speed limit,
not
agitated.
Not
Yeah.
exactly fast. That joke's getting cut.
Drink up.
Thank God Aaron's doing the editing.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Thank God I can
he's
take out
"That
my own
has to
foul.
go."
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make myself sound good.
But yeah, I think kind of what you said, Riggs, like even though it was a little different in terms of the way we were able to enjoy our downtime away from the rink. I think this year, I guess just due to the COVID, we spent more time in the rink than we ever have. Normally, we're pretty quick getting in and out, showering and whatnot. This time we were around the war a lot more, which kind of led to some other interesting things around the rink, which I liked.
Yeah. Right. Well, I
Well,
mean, we were watching
yeah.
a lot of the games in between, I guess. It was a little rowdy on Saturday night.
It was.
It got a little out of control, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of
'cause-
liked it though.
I think some
Yeah.
Johnstown fine officers of the law showed up to take things into their hands at one point.
Yeah.
Well, like we played at 10, right? And then there
Yep.
was a game after us at 11 something. We watched part of that and then we were hanging out a bit. We grabbed gear. I don't know who I walked out with gear, but I walked out to John's car and I went to walk back inside and like four Johnstown, I guess the four Johnstown police officers were going into the building. And so I asked one of the ladies up front that helps with the tournament and sells like the merch and stuff, like what's going on. And she's like, I think I have the story right. She's like, somebody threw or dumped like a cooler on top of the refs when they were coming off the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else saw it and called the cops on that dude. So the cops ran over and they were trying to figure it out or whatever. It was a scene, man.
So
Any chance said dude was the same dude that during our game stuck his bare rear end on the glass next to us?
it was the exact dude. It was the
Same
same guy.
dude.
So funny story about that. John and I were walking out. We grabbed our gear. You had already headed out to the car. This chick came by and started yelling at this guy and was like, "You have to get out of here. You have to get out of here."
Oh.
And she shoved him out the back door. She's like, "They're going to come arrest you. You need to leave now."
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
at first,
So that-
him and
so
I
then
looked
he
at
ran
each
out the
other.
door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at first, Danny and I go, well, yeah, he's running around mooning people. And then as Danny and I are walking up, we see, two of the people that were doing the concessions having the bar part open. They're mopping a bunch of water up. And I kind of just thought it was very random. Like, wow, there's a lot of water there. Maybe a pipe burst or something.
Maybe somebody
Eh.
spilled a beer when they were
Yeah.
taking it off the counter
Every-
or whatever.
Or a keg for the amount they were,
That's a party
mopping
foul.
up.
That's a party
Yeah.
foul.
So I asked another one of our teammates, what happened here? Because there was also a congregation of people. It didn't look like a normal kind of water spill or something. And he said, yeah, this dude ran by, and dumped a cooler of beer and Gatorade, whatever it was, on the refs and said,
Yeah.
you suck.
It was full of Gatorade bottles and everything.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
At least he didn't waste
Degenerates.
beer.
Like
Yeah.
it had more than ice and water in it.
Complete
Yeah.
degenerates.
Yeah,
And it
either
wasn't-
Yeah.
And it was
We
no
did-
one from our group.
No,
Yes,
it wasn't
yeah,
our
it
group.
wasn't
It
our
wasn't our
group,
group.
Let's set the record
Yeah.
straight.
We were terrorizing other people at other establishments earlier in the day.
Yeah.
we were.
We'll get to that later.
But yeah, it was a scene there because then cops filter around, people get a little excited because it's 2020. They haven't been around that many people in a while.
Some people wanted the cops to tase the dude or find someone to tase.
Yeah.
Some
heard-
of them might have been on our team. I don't know.
I heard wood shampoo get thrown around a few times. I don't know. Someone was saying that.
That's not
But-
right.
That's not right at all. No, so we ended up leaving, and then I guess we all kind of pieced the story together. But yeah, that was kind of
before we left. I ducked around while this shenanigans were going on and ordered some pizza. Tried
Yeah,
to
right.
get in touch
MVP.
tried to get in touch with a local establishment, but they said the kitchen was closed already,
What?
so we had to go good old standby of Domino's.
oh, which wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad,
Well,
It was
considering
fine.
they were 20 minutes later than they said they would be to deliver.
After how many
It's
beers?
a
I
little bit of
had,
that, a little bit of the beer.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was a delightful Domino's meal, and I'm
Yeah,
not
it
a
was
Domino's
excellent.
fan. Executive Director of Food and Beverage.
As I remember, it was actually the best Domino's I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
That was probably due to
Exactly.
the amount of beers we'd been drinking
Yeah.
all day.
It's amazing
Well,
how
I
much
think
your perception is
yeah.
skewed after a few beers. Yeah.
Beers, time of night. It was probably
Blood
like,
alcohol, pizza rating.
Yeah.
They intersect somewhere. It's like the crazy hot scale, right?
Well, and we had kind of a longer day too. I mean, we were at two other establishments in between that, plus our game, and
Yeah, we were a little winded at that point.
yeah.
Well, again, we went to another place and terrorized people,
Yeah.
right? So the incline plane at the top of it is probably the nicest restaurant in all of Johnstown, probably in all of Cambria County, right?
Likely.
Ozzy
Yes.
No
Osbourne.
doubt.
Yes.
Which we've had a team dinner there
it's a nice spot.
before, and it's pretty good. It's
And
pretty
they
good.
really stepped up the game this year because they brought bread with oil.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. It's a real
Yes.
Italian restaurant now.
Yes. They finally got their card.
So
John
we
didn't lead
decided
us in prayer. This
It
time.
wasn't a
We
team
have-
dinner.
Prayer with air
It
quotes.
wasn't a team dinner.
So we decided we're gonna go up there for cocktails and apps, right? Because we had a lot of time between the games. I think Saturday we played at like 12 in the afternoon, and then we didn't play again till 10. So we had a lot of time.
Yeah, we had to
So we
go
did, like-
follow up the Coney Island lunch that we had.
Well, we did have to do. We had to do rookie meal, so it's not rookie dinner, I guess. Technically, it's
Meal.
rookie lunch or rookie meal.
Well, it is the
at
luncheonette, Coney Island luncheonette.
Well, it is
Yes.
Coney Island lunch, right? So,
Did any of you
so
guys
they
pick
had-
up on the GM who was in a full suit working at Coney?
he's
No, I
a
didn't
he's
see
not the
him.
GM. He's a mob boss. I'm
He
convinced
kept
it's
coming
a
out of the
front
back room,
now.
so that's probably true.
It's a front. He had this
Yeah.
beautifully tailored pressed blue suit on,
Yes.
slick back hair, like big old gold watch. I mean, the dude was definitely
Yeah, I
mobbed
think
up.
I think
Like,
Coney Island's a
that
front
guy.
for something now.
It's got to be. How else is it in
Coney
business?
was good this year.
Yeah, how else is that place
Yes.
open
It
and the
was good.
press closed?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Although I was very impressed by you, Rigo, because you finished off a Coney, and you ate pizza, and you ate at Asiago's.
I was hungry.
His intermittent,
no, like-
intermittent fast was over. You know, he
That's
had,
right.
He had to fill up carb load.
Yeah,
I was
he-
within my 6
You
hours.
didn't get into his window.
But like the rookie meal, right? What's the rookie meal? It's 2 dogs and a sundowner. It's 2 Coney style chili dogs and a sundowner, which is basically the same thing, except it's a cheeseburger with an egg on top and chili and onions and whatever you want to call
Pulled
it.
out of boiling water.
Right? Yeah, pulled out of a mop
And it's
bucket.
like grade. It's like grade B meat now instead of like grade F. The first year when I had to go there.
Oh yeah.
Bernie and I
Yeah,
were
it's
talking
not
about it,
bad.
like, Brando, it looks something a little different here. Like, yeah, it's actually like the chili's not gray.
Yeah.
It has some flavor to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's good.
It was
So
tasty.
I don't know if
bad.
it was the park or not, but it was good. Like it hit the spot.
Yeah.
I
You
was really
You did have the ambiance
happy.
of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Had the
really
fun.
happy with
Yeah.
my fries and my 2 dogs.
So I think the quality of the food was influenced by the time of day. I think
And the
because
A
it was day
squad.
shift. Exactly. It was day shift. They had the good crew in. The chili and the mop bucket burgers hadn't been sitting around for 10 hours
Only
already.
4 or 5.
So it was somewhat fresh.
Did any of you guys pick up a shirt?
No.
The Coney Island shirt?
No.
No,
Yeah.
Coney Island shirt.
Yeah.
You got yourself a Coney Island
Yeah.
shirt there, Danny.
No.
Should
I wish I
got
did.
one.
I was
They
Oh,
should have
what's
shirts
up
that
in mine?
they should have shirts say I ate 2 dogs and a downer.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was busy overheating while I was in there waiting for my fries. It was like
Oh
It
my
was like a
gosh.
sauna in that place.
I was
very
debating
hot.
leaving. I was like,
Well-
I don't really need these fries. I'm about to pass out.
Well, they got to keep the burger water warm.
It was like
Save
a
money
gotta
on
be
heat
warm.
lamps.
team steam room.
Yeah. We came, we saw, we sundownered.
As I
I
was
think that'd be
as,
But then to
as I
Dan-
was there, one of the guys came out with a bowl, and it was like some murky water. I don't know where he put it behind the counter, but
Yeah,
I don't think
You
we
had to
want to
change
know.
the burger
no, I
water.
don't want to know.
you had to change the burger water. What's wrong?
That's the flavor.
But when we were walking over there on the like across the street from it, and Danny mentioned it, like it was a pizza place.
It smelled
And it
good.
smelled
It did
so
smell
good when we
delicious.
were walking by.
Yeah, it smelled good.
So when the like half of us went into Coney and then went to the park to eat, and then the other half walked by and they were going to Coney, and I was like, I really want pizza, and then somebody suggested out loud, like, I think I'm going to go back and get a slice. Does anybody else want to go? I said, yes, absolutely. So I went, slice of pepperoni pizza with a couple guys, watched the rookies eat the Coney, make sure that was taken care of, check the box.
Although you said this year it was anticlimactic, right?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
They
because
just pounded
the
it and it was
guys,
over,
the guys
right?
we had do it
Yeah.
were champs. They just pounded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally disappointed.
Appreciate that. I
Like,
appreciate
because
that, though.
usually,
Let's back
you
up. Was
know,
there any doubt that wasn't going to crush that? I mean, look at the man.
No.
He's a physical
No.
specimen.
no,
Yeah.
no, especially after, yeah. I mean, there was no way he wasn't going.
He's like, what do you want me to
So-
get? Yeah, can I get double it?
Yeah.
Sure. You do what you want. It is
Oh, I don't have to eat
So
this out of
then-
an old shoe? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's totally fine.
So then everybody's like, okay, what are we going to do? It's like 2 and our game is until
10.
10. So a couple guys wanted to go up to Asiagos. They wanted to ride the incline plane up and do that whole thing, which is awesome because that's a Johnstown experience, right?
The best
Yeah, you
view
have to
of
do
the
it.
town. As one man once
Yes.
said, it'd be a great place to watch a flood.
Yes.
Too soon.
Aw.
Too soon. So we go up there for drinks and apps, which is great. So I don't know, it was like 10 of us go up the hill. So we go up the hill, walk in, and Asiagos is a nice restaurant, and PA has the restaurant restrictions on. So in order to get in, you need reservations. And the lady says, look, this many guys can't seat you. Need a reso. Sorry. So we ask about the bar. No, can't sit in the bar. Okay. We knew that they had outdoor patio, which is like an observation deck of the town. Nobody's out there because it's like mid
Perfect place.
40s out, right? So we asked for the patio. She says, "Yep, you could fit up to 12 in there." So there's 10 of us. They seat us. Somebody asks. are
Some
the
poor
gold-
couple.
The gold. No, before we get there, somebody asked the golden question, right? The golden question. So in PA,
Do we need food?
if you're at an establishment and you want drinks, you have to get food with it. So somebody asks, what is the minimum amount of food that we have to order in order to get drinks? Of course, we all lose it, right? And so
Yeah.
we're
We were all thinking
we're
it.
sitting there and we've got our drinks and our apps and we're having a good time. Guys at one table got a couple bottles of wine. The rest of us got they have really good cocktails up there, smoky old fashions, smoky Manhattans, great Moscow mules.
Moscow mules.
Like they got really good
Yes.
stuff up there. Great place. And
The
the
one
door,
empty table.
there's one empty table with 2 seats, and we're thinking, like, there's no way they're going to bring some people out there, right?
Who's gonna sit outside?
Who's going to sit
Yeah.
outside? It's
We're
like 40
degenerates.
degrees. This is what we do anyway,
Yeah.
right?
We're
The
used to cold.
door opens, and the hostess comes out with menus and this couple that's clearly on like Saturday night date night.
Yeah, it
And
was early in
seats-
their relationship. You could definitely tell
Yeah.
that.
and
Yeah.
seats them
Yeah.
out there in the lion's den.
I think the door was open wide when the guy goes, "You guys are together. How do you know each other?"
Yeah.
to which we all respond, "We play hockey together in this tournament." And one of the guys goes, "How do the two of you know each other?"
Yeah.
And then there's that awkward, silent moment of,
And then I don't think he looked away from her or from the table ever. He
No.
never made eye contact with us again, like the whole time he was there. It was, I felt so bad for them.
Yeah, that was an awkward date, no doubt. The best part was I asked one of the guys, "Hey, tell us one of those jokes your dad used to share with the ushers." He goes, "Hold on, I got to read this to make sure." Nope, can't. Sorry, I'll text it to you.
We were respectful though, right?
We were very respectful.
We were
Yes.
very respectful. We toned it down when they were out there.
Yes.
You know, we did laugh pretty loud.
Yeah.
There was a heated conversation between the two guys that are brothers on the team on the phone.
Oh, that was amazing.
We only heard the one side. But yeah.
That came to a head later on.
We were
Oh, it sure did.
we can't tell that story.
Yeah,
we
we can't tell that one.
Yeah. No one was harmed in that story.
No, nothing happened.
No brothers were harmed in the making of this
brothers
podcast.
were harmed in the making of Johnstown, PA Slapshot Cup 2020.
Johnstown. That's right.
The only injury we had is one of the guys right here. How's that back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's going on, Aaron?
How you doing, Aaron?
I can stand up straight now.
Nice. Can you touch your toes now?
No, I couldn't do that before.
They're still broken.
Oh, man.
By the great Jerry Zachariah.
That's right. Yeah. Had to go for that empty netter, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's
like,
what
it was like a swim
selfish.
move. Like your arms were both over your head, and I've never seen a body bend that way before.
Honestly, I
skates.
looked at the live barn. I don't know why it hurt me, honestly. I think it's a re-injury. I've done this a couple times. It'll be all right in a day or two.
Yeah, but
He really wanted that empty netter.
He wanted that empty
so
net
selfish. So
I wanted
selfish.
to get my name called out, dude.
ENG, baby.
We were talking about it before. They call your name when you score a goal. I didn't care about the goal. I just wanted to hear him say my
Yeah,
name.
there's no pictures on the score sheet. Much like golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. Just the lore.
Oh, don't worry though. We wouldn't have let you forget.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So since we do have a guest, we should probably talk about
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Maybe a tad.
Hey, Brando, what do you do?
I crush beers.
Beers.
Okay. So
Brando, why can't I tell my jokes at the usher meeting?
Being up there in Johnstown, there was one of the ladies that worked for the team. You guys know she was they do honor someone every year. Someone's the theme, and they pick someone, and she actually works for the Tomahawks. And it got me to thinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it got me to thinking back to my days working in minor league baseball with Frederick Keys. And I am so glad I don't work in minor league baseball right now. A lot of my colleagues that did survive and did work in minor league baseball. I left the Keys about 6 years ago now. And a lot of them are now out of baseball because of COVID. It was very, I don't know what you do. A very challenging season to find out, not only is the PBA agreement with minor league baseball, major league baseball on the brinks of, expiring, but then you have COVID come along.
Yeah.
Season's canceled. Front office is diminished down to 7 people. You still have to go to the ballpark. You're not really working because there's no baseball this summer. So I can only imagine how that one with the Tomahawks is doing. At least they did have fans. I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a lot of the seats that do not sit here. So I guess there are a lot of thousand people in the arena. It includes everyone, team, fans, referees, staff, concessionaire people. So I could only imagine the challenges of working in, minor league sports or junior sports right now. I mean, it's bad enough with major league sports not really having fans or having limited fans. But, through my years in the Keys, I connected a lot of people in the community, and one of them being one of my ushers who's father of one of the guys we play hockey with. And, he's an amazing individual. He was an usher. He led the great strike of the Carolina League ushers back. I think it was 2008 or 9 or something like that.
Didn't you preside over that? Didn't you have to go to the negotiating table?
Yeah, it was like meeting with the Teamsters. I was at a table. I was at the head of the table on one end. He was at the head of the other end. I had the lineup of 12 ushers that are all retired, fathers and grandfathers all staring me down, demanding better wages. And I was just like, hey, I'm the AGM of the team, and there's not much I can do for you, but if you don't want to work, I'll find someone else who will take that $25 a game and stay to the ninth inning first pitch of the ninth, And so there was a little standoff.
And it lasted what, 10 minutes?
If
the
that, it was
strike?
kind of like
It
they were
was
all
like
kind of
10
like
minutes.
they're kind of like, well, Brando, you can't do anything else. Like we used to get $25 to work to the 7th inning. Now we got to stay another 2 innings. And I was like, let's be honest, guys. Do you really work that hard during the game? You're here.
Well,
You're here watching baseball. We're paying.
I know
we're
one that
paying
does.
you, and you're enjoying the game like a fan. You're like most people pay to do what you guys do, and they buy season tickets.
Yeah.
So we're actually
Yeah.
paying you to enjoy baseball.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be replaced, so I guess we'll take it.
Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, deal. Done.
Yeah, but
Deal.
going back to those teams being shut down and everything that's going on. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
Oh, it's
you
a
know,
challenging time in sports.
There's no way. And then, with you working at Flying Dog and trying to sell beer now, right? Instead of like ad space and promotions and things at the baseball team. Like how did COVID affect you guys?
Yeah, I was lucky to be in an industry that actually is flourishing right now. With COVID, obviously restaurants and bars shut down and there's this big unknown. I think the thing that was the scariest part of it was we got the call 2 days before St. Patrick's Day. They were locking it down.
Right.
What's St. Patrick's Day? The biggest beer drinking holiday. Every American is Irish that day.
Yeah.
So it was crushing to know that one of our biggest day of sales was now not going to happen. So I think early on there was some unknown of how things were going to be when and if on premise and bars and restaurants did reopen. So we were fortunate enough that being a large regional brewery that we were able to kind of dig in deep to our off premise roots and we're already positioned very well. So we just kind of made some tweaks and some enhancements, some upgrades, make sure we're very visible. And every account, every bar, every liquor store, wine store, beer and wine store, it was amazing the first month and a half how much beer was going into these places. I remember helping deliver beer at Riverside from my distributor, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 cases of beer every week. It was just insane.
My.
Seltzers, beer, craft beer, everything. Like I saw so much seltzer. It was like, when's this going to slow down? And it didn't really slow down until August when I guess the kids went back to school, air quotes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been crazy. So, a little different for me. It was a big challenge because I deal with a lot of the sports teams and we make a lot of sales of beer at stadiums. I mean, when you have 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people at a stadium, I mean, a lot of beer is sold. So that's been the one challenge is, how do we make up for that? But I think, with our move to off premise and focus on that, we've done okay. The Keys were my biggest account. They had 1,500 cases of beer go through that place almost every season. So to actually shelter the storm and, to actually be up in sales right now is amazing. And, I think that it kind of changed our mindset as a brewery. And I think we're positioned very well, being very regional and strong and kind of well established. I mean, about 30 years. I mean, you guys have had a great job, our 30th anniversary beer. So, I mean, just everything we've done over the years, we've been able to pivot when we need to and make decisions, and being independently owned has been great because we're not really tied to a big organization. We don't have to wait for people to make decisions. So we're very quick about, pivoting and making change.
Yeah.
So it's been a windfall for us and a whirlwind of a year. I can't believe it's already, next week's November.
Yeah.
It seems like
Crazy.
March was just yesterday.
It's
It's almost the end of the year now. I mean, we're approaching Christmas.
It is insane. So in addition to your professional duties as a beer man, you also have some amateur duties as a beer man. As
every Sunday,
the most popular guy, probably
Definitely.
in Old Fat Ball Guys
Definitely.
hockey.
That's no problem.
Since
It's
you
it's
bring
always
the beer.
It's always a challenge, I have learned I had to bring Labatt's cans. So half the cooler's got to be Labatt's right now. We have about 25 guys to play every Sunday. I have to have half cooler Labatt's, and then I have to have a wide variety of craft beer.
That's right.
Mainly Flying Dog. So I try to mix in the old standards of Snake Dog and Truth and Bloodline with some of the newer stuff. Thunder Pill's been a fan favorite for everyone. You have to have some Uno in there for the guys that like the lighter stuff. So it's quite a challenge every Sunday. It's something like it's like, oh, I got to go buy ice and ice the beer. Like I don't just have to pack my bag. I got to pack the cooler too. So
that's why I said, man, you You have a whole other job. Yeah.
Yeah.
just feeding
You need at
all
least
these
8 snake dogs for Rigo.
Oh, come on.
It's like a little
Only
shopping
8.
list. 40 Labatt Blue or Blue Lights.
Okay, maybe 10.
Truth. Rattlers in the summer for guys like Aaron.
Yes.
I think he's still got some for next summer.
I sure do. Still got a 24 pack.
Ugh,
I got a 24-pack waiting for me too. One of the guys picked me up some.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Nice.
every
good
Sunday it's
stuff.
pack the cooler, pack the bag.
Mm.
And then stay till the end.
Yeah, stay till the end, which never was a problem.
No, that was never a problem.
Looks like Danny's going back to the cooler.
Danny's going to the cooler.
I don't know why he keeps it upstairs. You should just leave it downstairs.
He needs a beer fridge.
He needs a beer fridge downstairs.
Has a
Doesn't
beer
he have a
fridge
dorm fridge?
upstairs, yeah.
He has a beer
got
fridge
one
upstairs.
upstairs.
You should just move it
Yeah,
downstairs.
you should just move it downstairs.
Well, I drink more upstairs than I do downstairs. So
He's just trying to get his steps in, guys. Come on.
So I had to go
Yeah.
get a Flying Dog Orange Crush.
Ah, you still
Oh,
got one of those.
yeah.
Oh,
One
excellent.
of
Yes.
the rare
Oh.
orange
Aaron
crushes
picked
still in
them up for me.
existence.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's probably my second favorite
Yeah.
behind the Tropical Truth.
Yeah, I went to my old standby. My favorite Flying Dog beer, which is the reason why I probably ended up there, the Truth. When they brought this beer out, I think it was like 7 years ago now. I was a big West Coast style IPA guy. I got a case
Yeah.
right off the production line the day they packaged it. My current boss brought me over a case to the stadium. I put a 6-pack in the fridge. We always had post game beers. Much like I bring beer Sunday night, I'd bring beers after every game. And we'd powwow in my office and hang out and have a couple beers. And I had a 6-pack of Truth in there. And waited till everyone left, and I cracked one. I was like, oh, this is delicious. I left the 6-pack. I took the other 3 6-packs and took them home. Never looked back.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to episode 11 of Beers in the Lot. Don't forget to follow us on the socials at Beers in the Lot. And also, subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcatcher app. We'll see you later.